Harem pulls his beard, muttering something that could be either prayers or curses. Upon noticing you, he winces. Eh? What? Aye, it's you, Renee. Did I startle you? I'm sorry. I'm trying to think what voice. Every time they're going to get different voices, but what voice should I give him? Oh no, that doesn't matter. I was just contemplating the futility of existence and the worthlessness of the universe. The ways of Grotus are great. My humble mortal mind cannot fully grasp them, but I do what I can. Harem smiles apologetically. Tell me about your past. My life is divided into two parts. The first was filled with blind wandering, doubts, and attempts to serve Torag. The second part began when I accepted Grotus into my soul and received a clear vision of the world. What exactly would you like to know? Where are you from? My life story began in Larad, a city of dwarven clerics and acolytes. They served Torag and the other dwarven gods, Torag's brothers, Angrad and Magrim, Torag's wife, Fulgrit, his daughter, Bolka, his sons, Grundanar, Kals and Trud, and also Torag's sister, Drangvit. Harem curves his lips in contempt. I wouldn't be surprised they built a temple to Torag's pet dog. Sorry, I let myself get carried away. Harem sighs and pulls his beard several times. Larad is the second largest dwarven city in the Five Kings Mountains. It's built up around numerous temple caverns, which serve as places of worship for all the dwarven gods. Many pilgrims from every corner of Glorian come to Larad to pray to their gods. Some remain to live there. This city is simply imbued with fate. You can't swing a dead cat without hitting a cleric. It's no surprise, inspired by the order of this city, that I decided as a young boy to dedicate all my efforts to becoming a cleric of Torag. You once tried to serve Torag? Not just tried, I was a burning passion. I craved it by day and dreamt of it at night. Harem shakes his head, as if amazed by his own stupidity. You see, Renee, from my first days I felt the presence of the god at my back. I heard his whispers and felt his power, though the nature of this power was unclear to me. I thought Torag himself was trying to speak to me, and I did all I could to understand his words. Oh, what a naive fool I was! I had no idea that Torag, the uncompromising, conceited god, glamorized by all dwarves, was capable of betrayal. He turned away from me, Renee. He left me in the hour when I put all my hopes in him and desperately needed his support. Torag is the god of craftsmanship, so every follower, especially the clerics, must smith their own suit of armour. The day when this work is finished is like the second birthday for a dwarf. He's newly born in the eyes of Torag. Harem sighs heavily and falls silent for a time. My birthday never came. My second birthday never came. I couldn't make armor, not even a sword, not even a simple nail. My hammer smashed my fingers and fell on my feet. Molten iron burned my hands. The clerics laughed as they healed me. They used to say I was cursed by Torag, so finally I gave up any attempt to please the betrayer god. Even if Torag really has rejected you, is that enough reason to leave your homeland? You don't know much about dwarves, do you? Harem lets out a sad sigh. How can a dwarf cursed by Torag go on living in a city where every single soul bows to Torag? I was alone, disgraced, humiliated, insulted. A lone tear glints in the light before sliding down Harem's cheek and hiding in his beard. I was trying to drown my sorrows in drink, But even the owners of the cheapest pub on the road would laugh at me while he puts those mugs in front of me. I couldn't take it any longer. I wanted everything to end. But there was one thing that kept me going and prevented me from ending my life. I could still hear the divine whisper behind my back. It was yet faint. It took a long time before I could hear it clearly, but having heard it once, I could never forget it. It was clear that none of Laddard's deities favoured me, so I left the Five Kings Mountains and went out searching. Didn't think dwarves ever worshipped Grotius. How did you learn about him? Oh, but that blessed day became the beginnings of a new life. Alone and abandoned by all, I spent many dull hours in a filthy tavern by the roadside. I don't recall the town, nor even the country. I had no money. In fact, all I had was a hunk of stale bread. I was weary and almost fainted from hunger. And that was the moment when the whisper from the god became more clear. It was like he was calling me. At last my sufferings had come to an end. It was a miracle, Renee, and I had paid full price for it with my torments. Sorry, gotta drink something for a sec. Ah, that's better. I couldn't control myself. I walked out of the tavern straight into the nearest forest, and there I found the ruined temple of Aradin, the lost god. Several figures clad in robes are holding a silver, silent service there, a service to a god I knew nothing of. None minded when I stood beside them. For the first time in my life, I felt myself at home. My new brothers told me that they were clerics of Grotus, the god of end times. They were travelling around glorying, spreading the teachings of Grotus, despite all the persecution, contempt and misjudgments they received from others. I gladly shared this burden with them, for now I knew whose voice had whispered to me through all those years. Wait, you couldn't make even a simple nail and you blame Torag? Are you suggesting that my problem was not a curse, just my own ability to work with metal? Or maybe you're saying that I was just too lazy? Harm looks into your eyes defiantly, his hands trembling with suppressed rage, as he runs his fingers over his beard. You're a fool if you think so, an ignorant fool. Have you ever met a dwarf who can't handle a smith's hammer? Even our children craft knives. No. Torag is the cause of my suffering. The betrayer, God deliberately cursed me, just to make a laughing stock of me. Harm raises his hands and shakes his fist at someone above. But I won't let myself get angry at you, Renee. You're an ignorant and blind soul. My aim is to guide you through this dying world that marches towards its end. I'll open your eyes or die trying. Grotus will be pleased by either outcome. Okay, let's talk of something else then. I'd like to learn more about dwarves. Most dwarves are self-satisfied, stubborn fools serving Torag. They don't deserve my good attitude. Harm winces. But you can ask what you want to know. I'll try to answer. Tell me about the Five King Mountains. The Dwarven Kingdom, yes. Well, it's to the south from here. It survived many trials, and there'll be more yet to come. Harm strokes his beard, contemplating. There's no unity among the dwarves, Renee. The Five Kings rule over our people. They sit on the thrones of the 5 greatest cities. And with every passing day, it grows harder for them to come to any agreement. The only thing uniting the 5 Kings Mountains is the sky citadel of Highhelm, the great dwarven fortress in the mountain's heart. Have the dwarves always lived on the surface? Oh no, eons ago all dwarves lived deep beneath the surface. And they did rather well, judging by the historic records. They built fortresses befitting noble dwarves, but our restless god Torag sent us a prophecy. The quest for the sky. He ordered all the dwarves to abandon their fortresses and press upwards, to show their beards to the sun, as they say. This journey was long and bloody. Many dwarves perished on the way. Others turned back, keeping to their ancient strongholds, eventually to turn into evil Durgar, grey dwarves. But those who survived reached the surface and founded the Sky Citadels, the most glorious cities in dwarven history. Tell me about the Sky Citadels. Oh, they're the peak of creation, glorious cities, built by the ancient dwarves who'd finally reached the surface after many hardships, performing the final labour in their quest for the sky on the surface of Glorian. Harem's eyes glitter with admiration. They are steadfast, tall, magnificent. They are beautiful. The 10 citadels were built by dwarves, but we've managed to keep only a few. The citadels crumbled, and the orcs, sworn enemies of our people, trampled their blessed streets and ruined the gorgeous palaces of the ancient kings. Harm's eyes grow misty with tears. These were heavy losses, and a disgrace to our people, Renee. High Helm is the jewel of the citadels that remains. It is located in the heart of the mountains, and the heart of every dwarf. Yes, yes, my heart too. There's a dwarven saying that if an enemy reaches High Helm, every dwarf from all the corners of the world will come to defend it. Harm casts a sad glance at you. I'd be there too, but not to help the Citadel's defenders. I'd be there to witness the fall of our people with my own eyes and mourn it. I'd fall upon the cold stone and raise my final prayer to Grotus. I have some other questions. I'd like to talk about your god Grotus. You wish to learn about Grotus? Harm seemed surprised and pleased at the same time. Yes, of course. I'll answer anything you ask. What are Grotus's teachings about, in a nutshell? Grotus is the end of all that exists. Harm smiles. He's obviously been waiting for this question. Look around, Renee. What do you see? Look again and realise that everything will be destroyed. Our clothing, our armour will turn to dust. The walls of the palaces will crumble into ruins. The trees will fall. And you and I will die much sooner than that. Grotus is a timeless watcher. He's been locked away by Pharasma, the goddess of rebirth. From her boneyard he watches over the world, knowing the time for the final reaping shall come. He's the bloated moon hanging in the sky. He's the harbinger of the last days. He's the one who will stay when all the others are gone. Pharasma has Grotus locked in her boneyard, so is she stronger than Grotus? Of course she's stronger, for now. Harm nods with dignity, stroking his beard. Grotus is weaker than Pharasma and many other gods. I would be a fool if I tried to claim otherwise. If Grotus were stronger, the end times would already have come, wouldn't they? But the powers of other gods fade away. They dissolve slowly, a grain in a century. Grotus collects those grains and waits. He doesn't need to hurry. He knows that his time shall come. Usually clerics can speak with their gods. What does Grotus say to you? What is his will? Harm shakes his head in resignation. Grotus doesn't speak to his clerics. Actually, Grotus doesn't need any clerics. The dwarf raises his sad eyes to you. He only allows his whispers to be heard, only with those who are dying to hear them. His words are unclear, but they call to you. His voice comes with the soft rustle of fallen leaves, with the woeful wail and wind of the mountain pass, with the roar of the raging blizzard, and it called you to strike on the edge of the road. Onwards, always onwards, over the pass, over the bridge, and further along, up ahead, where the edge of a grey road flashes, and a candle splutters for the last time before dying. Onwards, always onwards, until your feet can no longer carry you. Harren falls silent, submerged in his own thoughts. Thanks for telling me about Grotus. I've learned enough for now. Then let me ask you, what do you think about Grotus? Okay, I'm going to go middle of the road, I think. It was interesting to learn about him. No more, no less. Harren nods in contentment. I'd be glad to talk with you about Grotus any time, Renee. After all, that's why I travelled in your company. Have you ever regretted your decision to abandon Torag and start worshipping Grotus instead? Your question might seem offensive, Renee, but I am not offended. I realise you ask it because you wish to learn more about Grotus. Harren squeezes his beard in his fist, but in a moment he lets it free again. Torag betrayed me, Renee. All he's ever done was look down with contempt on my futile efforts to please him. I crafted armour plates, but they fell apart with a single strike of a fist. I smit a sword, but they broke at the hilt. Torag's priests used to say that such failures were the curse of their uncompromising deity. Harren's fingers grab his beard with such force that it seems he'll tear a handful of hair out of it. It was Grotus who opened my eyes. He showed me that failure is a manifestation of his will. The end time is near, Renee, and every failure is just another step towards it. Torag's curse is only half the reason for my failure. The other half is the blessing of Grotus, which I have borne from early childhood. Harren smiles warmly at his thoughts. So the short answer to your question is no. I've never regretted opening my soul to Grotus. From what I've heard, Grotus doesn't spare the minds of his clerics. They all go insane eventually. Is that true? Ha! Who told you that? I'd like to look that slanderer in the eye. Harren bursts into laughter, but he can't understand what's so funny. You see, Renee, sanity is quite a relative concept. Harren says as his laughter recedes. Each of us is certain, and that is the sanest creature in the world. Meanwhile, we periodically doubt the sanity of others. So what happens if 2 or 3 people claim that someone else is insane? Does that make it true? Perhaps the accusers have lost their minds themselves. The longer a cleric listens to the whispers of Grotus, the better he comprehends the essence of his designs, and the deeper his understanding becomes. When enlightenment comes, the mind of a cleric ascends to a new level of understanding, which is accessible to simpler souls. Is it insanity? This is for you to decide, Renee. My decisions were made long ago. When I reach enlightenment, I'll accept it with joy and delight. Ha! Well, when you learn Grotus's divine plans, remember to tell me about them. I could use a good laugh. Okay, so thanks for the conversation. We'll chat later. We'll end our dialogue. Okay, so let me just check again to make sure that we don't have our +1 masterwork longsword, or our master, should I say. Okay, and let's sell the other one to you. Show me your wares. This one, there you go. Oh, and actually what I should do, if I had a bit of sense, would be to get one of our ranged characters. And let's see, usable. Cure light wounds. Where's the ones that guy gave me? Here? Alchemist's fire, yeah. You have those.
I would love to, but I can't.
Oh, we need to switch there, don't we? Yeah. Okay, so see that. So let's give everyone at least one of those. You can have two. So you have space for them. Okay, you can have some of these as well. Okay, and then you can have the last two. And then you can have one of those. Okay. Right, so last thing then is to talk with you. Tell me about yourself. Why open a trading post in such a dangerous place? I just dislike the noise, Oleg answers reluctantly. I'm from Rostov. Cities are complicated. Lots of people, and each with their place on the shelf. Bow before this one, fear this other. Don't do business with a third, but be sure to be extra nice to the fourth. And villages are little better. Everyone's likes to stick their noses into each other's business. I just wanted a place where I could be my own master, and so ended up here. Okay. I need to take care of the Stag Lord. Do you know anything that could help me find him? That's quite a task you set yourself. The Stag Lord has a fortress somewhere in the area, but only a few chosen from the most trusted of rabble are ever invited. The location of the fortress is a heavily guarded secret, and with this fog hanging around, I'd imagine it would be even harder to find. Okay, well, what else can you tell me about the Stag Lord? Not much. Not like I've sat down and shared a cup of wine with the man, you know. But I think he arrived in the Stolen Lands less than a year ago. From what I've learned, but soon as he got here, he took over everything. I wrote to Rostov and tried to warn them that the Stag Lord wasn't some typical gang leader, but they didn't listen. The rumours about him are horrible. He'll kill a person if they so much as disagree with him. He never reveals his face. Those who've seen him up close report the same thing. Ugly scars cover every inch of his skin, not covered by his clothes. The Stag Lord's past is a mystery. He just arrived one day. He was immediately a power to be reckoned with. I guess the most surprising thing about him is that he has as many followers who admire him as he has minions who obey him out of fear. He's got some inner strength in him, or maybe an inner madness. There are many who seem to follow him because of that madness, like it was some kind of virtue. Okay, well, we'll speak later. Cheers. Right. So where we hold, stop, formations, select all characters. Inspect, menu, camp, map. Okay, probably going to use the map soon. How do I get my party back though? I sure want to know. Character. So it's like everyone is there on that, but why are they not there on it now? I really don't know. But I'm gonna go
onwards,
wandering a bit. Oh, trophies left that. Okay, let's collect them all. Go, we'll accept all of those. So onward adventures. Address problems first. They can cause your kingdom great damage. If ignored, missing an opportunity won't hurt your kingdom. Okay, cool. Abandon hope. Oh, he's gone. Okay. There's the Fangberry Cave. Okay. And this is Thornford. Okay. Anywhere else that we have? Right, let's go to the Fangberry Cave. The path to this location is unknown. That's fine. Oh, random encounter, nice. There's someone on the road, get ready. Okay, guess we're fighting these dudes. Hello there. Dirty old man in squalid clothing shuffles up to you. His grey hair is unkempt. He continually clenches and unclenches his wrinkled, freckled hand. When he stops and looks up at you, his eyes widen and he tugs at his beard. Remus. Strange weather, invisible fog creeping out of the woods, soars beyond the sky, obscures the sun and moon. Strange. The old man shakes his head, his eyes shifting about seemingly at random. I don't like this old man. Looks like the kind who can cast the evil eye. Who are you? The old man freezes for a moment. Remus! But that won't help with the fog. What are you doing here? The old man raises a thick eyebrow curiously. I do nothing. Breathe, walk, observe. The fog looks visible enough to me. I see more than ever. I've never seen so much before. The old man wipes his hands across his face and sighs wearily. But someone must look, and no one else can. Invisible fog? Does that mean you can find your way through it? The fog is wrong. It hinders your legs, not your sight. I wish not to try. Don't have time to... I should probably go. The old man stares at you intently. You hasten. You should. Your rival wastes no time. He races, but in another direction. He searches for power. You find it. My rival? Do you mean Tartuccio? The old man tugs his beard again. He's not tall, but he wants to climb high. Beside him are those who could stand against him, and might yet still. What power is he searching for? Someone else's, old but forever young. That which was taken from another. That which gave joy, and now gives death. Can you tell me where he is now? He's in an old tomb south of the trading post. Thank you. How do you know we're rivals? I don't know. I see. You can choose where you set your eyes, usually. But you can choose what they see. Oh, but can you choose what they see? All the more reason not to linger. Farewell. The old man turns and walks away slowly, muttering softly. Once stolen, the land should be reclaimed. Once reclaimed, binded. With the claimer shall it be. Binded birds joined by unbreakable ties, claiming the land, claiming its pain, claiming its death. Okay, let's send the dialogue. Okay. Okay, some interesting stuff for us to do there. We shall move on now. Where's the exit? Ah, over here.
It is done.
Abandon hope and embrace the inevitable end. That's the kind of speech that Harem's companions must endure every single day. Priest of growth is Harem. Okay, well, we see the rest of that later, yes. Okay, let's continue on. Oh, what's that? Not sure. Let's go this way. Okay, now we can get to the cave. Wait, what? Okay, now we're there. Yes, we want to enter the cave. Let's see what happens here. Doesn't look very cavey, does it? Oh, what the hell's that?
It is done.
Hi there, Mr. Rabbit. Ah, monitor lizard. Okay. Are we going the right way? I hope so. Oh, there's the cave there, look. At least what looks... Oh, maybe it's not. What the hell's this?
No stopping now.
Let's continue on then. Are we going to fight the monitor lizard? I guess we are.
What for Gorham?
Okay.
Repent.
Right.
We can
You
do
do that
it.
one. You get this one.
Your life ebbs low.
And you help that one.
Tear them apart.
Okay. That was actually not that difficult. Okay, what do they have? Skin them. Okay, collect all of them. Thank you.
I need a challenge.
That's nice. Yeah, this looks more cavey. Enemy swarms. Some small-sized enemies, rats, spiders, mandragoras, can cluster into swarms and act as a single entity. Such enemies are extremely dangerous. They can't be defeated with simple weapons. However, they are vulnerable to acid flask and alchemist fire. Okay, so that's basically telling us when they swarm up, use those flasks.
I tire of waiting.
We should be putting your abilities on there. And these should go on here as well. Fight defensively. Power attack.
Yes, I'm still
Good.
here.
Adventures call to them.
Adventures await.
The end draws near.
What troubles you?
Here I am.
Okay.
See.
Hey, Mr. Spider. Okay, so that's a swarm.
Well,
Charge!
Then happens for this one. Okay.
Serves you right.
Okay, everyone. Yeah, there we go. They're done. Okay.
What a waste.
You deserved it.
Guess there's nothing.
Grotus awaits us.
This
nothing
is
good
my
there.
path.
See, charge. Heal living. See that?
I wrote it like I saw
There we
it.
go. Let's select everyone and keep going. Got some gold, silver ring, and another. Oh, it's mage's armor that time. Okay.
Onwards.
Fangberries.
Forget it.
Sure, forget it.
Ugh, won't work.
I stand ready. It is done.
Okay, got some fangberries.
March on.
Is that the whole thing then? That's the whole cave. Looks like it, isn't it? Got our fangberries, so I guess we just leave.
No stopping now.
It's this way, isn't it? The exit. Yep. Okay, so that's where they are. We should head back here first, though.
I'm hungry. When we stop?
All characters are fatigued. A fatigued character cannot charge and takes a -2 penalty. The strength dex. After a couple of complete rest, fatigued characters are okay. Yes. Okay, we got our rest, and let's see. Hunting took 6 hours. Hunters foraged food equivalent to 4 rations. Okay, camouflage is fine. Main cook spoiled hearty meal. Oh, nice. Well done. Okay, and on we go, yes. Renee suddenly awoke inside the house. Dogs were howling fiercely, not far away. It smelled like burning. The wooden walls were steaming hot, and smoke was wreathing beneath the low ceiling. She looked out of the window. The instant she approached the window, the glass broke, and an arrow hit her in the chest. Falling, she glimpsed a dozen dark figures standing outside. Her eyes dimmed. Renee's skin felt cold. She heard the murmur of water and the soft lapping of waves. After opening her eyes, she saw a rocky river bottom and a bloated body, tangled in green water weeds. The drowned man's empty gaze was fixed upon Renee. The drowned man's mouth opened slowly, and a hoarse whisper said, "Shrike River, Renee." At this moment, Renee finally awoke. Drenched in sweat, she told us that what she'd seen in her dream. Okay, cool. Let's travel there. It's going to be 5 hours. Okay, we shall enter. We'll give that guy the fang berries or fangle berries, and then we'll head on back out.
Rest is in order.
Again? Really? Oh, we can see why. Look how slow she's walking. Okay, let's talk to you. Want some potion? How about those tasks of yours? Are these the berries you were looking for? Vulcan impatiently grabs the basket from you, but his face falls after he examines the berries. Damn it all, these are the right berries, but they're soured. Would you be so kind as to gather some fresh ones for an old man? I'm still willing to repay with those 3 potions I mentioned before. What was it you wanted me to do again? The cave for the spiders, red berries, fangleberries. I'd like you to gather a basket full of them and bring them to me as quickly as you can. So that, oh yeah, okay. Right. I should go. Oh, can we not go? Oh, we can go inside. Okay, let's go inside and rest upstairs. Because Renee is not looking... Or, yeah, she's not looking all that good at the moment. Wow.
No stopping now.
There is, we need to go to Betty Sleepy Boys. You would have to pick the bed furthest away from the stairs. So make it harder for someone to sneak up the stairs and kill you in your sleep though. Okay, so morning time. Yeah, we're back to moving rather well. Now the question is, when we go back to that cave, will the spiders be back or not? But we'll go and give it a go. We know where the cave is now, so we can go directly there. Yep, it's fine. I'm guessing it probably is because, or they probably are because we were given those potions. And the spiders could easily have laid some eggs. Let's travel there, so it's 9 hours. Okay, a fight, nice. Okay, so shift in space, you have to remember that.
Can you make an epic pose? I need inspiration.
Nice. Okay. Shift in space. Now, you're attacking that guy.
We can do it.
Right. You go after him.
Repent.
Tear them apart.
And you help him.
Serves you right.
Okay. Now, let's start using some abilities. Let's charge you. Okay. Let's true strike you.
Your life ebbs low.
There you go, you're done. Bandit friend. Okay. Let's check you. Okay, we'll take that, and wow, you really got messed up, didn't you? Okay. Right, let's get to this cave. Yes. I guess it probably does just generate enemies every time you go into a map. But we'll see. So we've got to go quickly.
It is done.
That's good. It needs to be done.
There is
Good.
no greater satisfaction than in overcoming a challenge. That is, of course, until one day the challenge overcomes you.
Yeah. Very nice, but our challenge is to get these berries back, so hopefully the berries don't bring us back instead.
No stopping
Exactly.
now.
We need to go directly there and get our reward. So no resting this time. Mary is a barbarian from the realm of the Mammoth Lords. She's blunt, a little crude, and doesn't talk much about her past. But her heart's in the right place. I wouldn't have anyone else at my side. I think they said in battle. 12 hours.
I'm hungry. When we stop.
Yeah, we came as quickly as we could. And we've gone in here. Better not be spoiled again. Okay, Evoken. After a quick glance at the bastard, Vulcan grabs a fistful of berries and shoves them into his mouth. A smile of delight brightens his face. Ah, fangberries, so fresh! You've been good to an old man. Thank you. Here, take these potions. If you need more, feel free to return. I'll give you a discount. Gain 150 experience. Lost the fangberries. Okay, what do you use these fangberries for? Truth be told, as I've gotten older, I've gotten kind of particular, and my appetite is almost gone. Everything I eat is practically tasteless to me now. I can barely force myself to swallow a bite. Only thing I can still taste is fangberries, so I add them to my porridge, or to roasted meat. I even add them to my potions. When I ran out of fangberries, I stopped eating entirely, so Lana tried to help me, the deer. She baked pies for me, cooked me fish soup and stewed venison, but I just couldn't eat any of it. I was desperate. Those damn spiders had sucked the last bit of joy out of my life. If not for you, I'd pretty much have starved to death, miserable to the end. Okay, well, glad we could help you. Right, well that's it. We're gonna head off. And let me just check something. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to end the session there. So Should be about 2 episodes worth. I know it's very kind of story heavy, but you know, I like the story side of things, so I hope you do too, and I hope you enjoyed the last 2. Oh, who are you? Let's go talk to you. Can we talk to you? No? Okay. Well, I don't know what the hell we were doing there. Sorry for that. Anyway, yeah. I hope to see you all next time. Goodbye. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, maybe you'll hit the subscribe button there on the right and check out some other videos here on the left.